from New York, it's Saturday Night Fights. PBC on pay-per-view. We get things started in the 154-pound division. The undefeated Yoenis Tellez takes on former unified champion at 154, Julian J. Rock Williams. With the introductions, here's Hall of Fame ring announcer Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you and welcome to Barclays Center here in Brooklyn, New York, as Premier Boxing Champions presents a PBC pay-per-view on Prime special event, and it's all brought to you by GTD Promotions and TGB Promotions, as sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Well, fans, our opening attraction is presented in association with Warriors Boxing and Box Lab, and is sanctioned by the WBA, the president, Gilberto Jesus Mendoza. Introducing to you our three judges scoring from ringside, all from the state of New York. We have Tony Paolillo, Robert Perez, and Waleska Roland. Introducing our third man in the ring, he will be giving instructions after the introductions, Eric Dolly. All right, fans, here we go. 12 rounds of boxing for the interim WBA Super Welterweight World Championship. Introducing to you first, on my left, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white trunks with red and silver trim. He is fighting out of and representing his home of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He weighed in at 153.2 pounds with a record of 29 wins, 4 losses, and 1 draw. He has 17 wins coming by way of knockout. Please welcome the world ranked contender and the former unified super welterweight champion of the world, Julian J. Rock Williams. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black trunks with red and pink trim, fighting out of Stafford, Texas, by way of Santiago de Cuba. He weighed in at 153.4 pounds. He is undefeated in his campaign in the ring with a record of 9 wins, no losses, 7 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the rising star and undefeated world-ranked super welterweight contender, introducing Yoenis El Bandolero Tellez. Once again, a referee in charge is Eric Dolly, now to give instructions.
Okay, gentlemen, you already know the rules. Let me remind you to keep it clean, protect yourself at all times, and obey my commands at all times. Touch gloves. Good luck to both of you.
Referee is Eric Dolly. 24-year-old Yoenis Tellez against 34-year-old Julian J. Rock Williams. We are scheduled for 12 rounds at super welterweight. Tellez isn't just stepping into the ring, he's stepping into his moment. This is his first 12-rounder, his first championship caliber opponent, his first fight under the bright lights of New York City. And guys, he told us he's not coming to coast, he's coming to conquer. Fresh off that brutal 7th round KO of Joan Gonzalez, Tellez has made his mission crystal clear. He said, and I quote, "My goal is to take Williams out before the final bell rings." And for Williams, he's back at 154 for the first time since his stunning title loss to Jason Rosario in 2020. But is it a homecoming or a harsh reminder? Making his 3rd appearance in Brooklyn, a place where he's never lost.
Yeah, both fighters really on a mission. Speaking of Tellez, which is take out the older Williams, the experienced Williams. But then again, Williams is here also to let you know that he's not done. He still has something left in the tank.
A huge chasm in experience. This is the 206th professional round for Williams. This is the 47th round for Tellez.
I will add, though, we're obviously looking at a crossroads fight from the standpoint of experience difference, but experience is different when you look at the 9 fights Tellez has had. He's gone the 10-round distance in 2 of his last 3. He's matching himself aggressively. He wants to be great now, and this is an excellent test against a cagey veteran and former unified champion.
A cagey veteran, though, Abner is coming off a 13-month layoff, and while he dispatched journeyman Gustavo Vittori in just 2 rounds, fighting once a year since 2019 has also taken its toll.
Yeah, it does not help at all, especially, you know, having that age as well. But again, Williams is a really cautious fighter, a tricky fighter that could, lure Tellez into making mistakes.
But at this stage, no room for rust, Brian.
No room at all, but I think the best thing Williams did as a veteran to counteract that, he stays in the gym all year. He told us, I'm a family man, I have 2 young daughters, I don't drink, I don't party, and he knows at this stage of his career, you might get the call, but it might come short notice, and he has to be ready. That's the position J-Rock has held the last couple of years, and he belongs in this fight against Tellez.
And he's held Tellez to just 10 punches in this opening round. A rather cautious start for Yoenis Tellez, who has recorded 7 knockouts. This is his 10th professional fight. Definitely on the fast track. Again, a product of Cuba. And if you're a Cuban fighter, you usually end up in Stafford, Texas, working with Ronnie Shields. He's there with Landy Lara, David Morrell. But Tellez, at 24 years of age, looking to secure the biggest name on his resume as a blue chip prospect.
That was a really sneaky move right there from Williams. He got on the ropes. Tellez got in close, grabbed on him, turned him. Veteran move.
And Tellez needs to cut off the ring.
Indeed, and you already see Tellez, who's a natural orthodox, flirting with the stance switch, which you'll see a lot out of him tonight, giving Williams different looks.
So a cautious opening 3 minutes between the undefeated Tellez and the former unified champ.
Hey, listen to me. We up 1-0. We up 1-0. Nothing happened in that round, did it? Stay the same way. The only thing I want you to do is when you get off, finish with a jab. Everything is good. Keep your breathing down. Breathing down. Give me some more ice bags. Don't worry about the water. He all right. Let me get the top of his head, Mike.
Good to see Williams reunited with Stephen Breadman Edwards, a man who led him to the championship. They went their separate ways, but he's back, and Edwards, one of the best at what he does.
One of the sharpest minds.
Keep that breathing down. Keep that breathing down. Keep that breathing down. Keep that breathing down. Stay nice and calm. Get the stool.
We could all heed that advice.
Also,
especially these days.
All-star cut man Mike Rodriguez also in that corner of Julian Williams.
And for Tellez, his trainers we mentioned, Ronnie Shields, who's had tremendous success working with over a dozen champions in his illustrious career. So here in round 2, what do you want to see more out of the Cuban prospect?
Big right hand from Tellez there. This is the fast start in round 2 that he told us he was going to start with. He said, I'm going to chop away at Williams' endurance, I'm going to target the body, and I'm going to make that abdomen feel the pain. Slow start for the youngster Abner, but he's heating up now.
It definitely is hitting up, and the first round, it definitely benefited Williams. Slow start, he dictated the pace. He took control of the fight by not letting Tellez get off. So that is what Williams needs to do. Fight at that distance.
Williams banking on experience, composure, and that battle-tested mindset. Slashing the jab, Tellez high guard, bobbing and weaving, good defensive instincts by Tellez. And this is the new age of Cuban boxer. The school of Cuban boxing has always been about the craft, the slick, a sweet science, the make them miss, make them pay. But now they make you miss and make you really pay because there's a lot of power in Cuba.
I couldn't agree more. His stablemate David Morrell Jr. certainly fits that bill as well. More offensive approach, flashier than the old days of hit and not get hit from the Cuban boxers.
And that is why Williams is so cautious here in this fight, because he does not want to make a mistake and he does not want to pay.
Not just about who lands, also about who absorbs less overall damage. Speaking about the power, both, of course, we've seen Tellez's power, but we've also seen Williams' power in the past. And the one stat also, knowing about his propensity for knockouts, Williams has been stopped 3 times, so Tellez will be looking to test that chin.
On his feet also.
Yeah, stopped on his feet, not always down, exactly, but still stopped. And there's a good body shot, left hook to the liver by Tellez, and the veteran Williams making life rough for him on the inside.
You're already starting to see this round that the power of the youngster Tellez is affecting J-Rock.
Yeah, he's going to start.
Has him on the ropes, yep, corral, there's a right hand. Left hook blocked by Tellez.
Yeah, and that's Tellez's bet. Best bet is to turn this fight into a greedy, high-pressure fight. Put him on the ropes.
I like what Bill Williams did there, Brian. Backing up, trying to get Tellez into the center of the ring. That veteran trying to set the trap. Now, Tellez didn't bite, but the instincts are still there.
One of those cagey veteran fighters, even in his young prime, J-Rock. A Philadelphia fighter, you know the backbone is there.
No holding, let it
Good
go.
work here from J-Rock.
And when you talk about a Philly fighter, fighter. We talk about skill, intelligence, and that undeniable toughness. And you wonder, the experience, the ring IQ, can it neutralize Tellez's youthful vigor and knockout power? This is by far Tellez's biggest test of his career, and he's looking to put on a show and make a statement here live on pay-per-view.
Little blemish below the right eye of Williams, something to watch closely.
All right, very good round, very good. That's the kind of rounds we need. We need those kind of rounds, okay? Very good, very good. Put your arms down. Give me a deep breath, let them out slow. Give me another one. Good, good. Everything is good. You got to keep using that jab and feint. Keep using your feints. That's working for you. Okay? When you shoot the right hand, bring the hook back, and then the uppercut will be there for you. Okay? But when you get close, go to the body. We got to slow this guy down with body, okay? That was a very good round, okay? So keep working like that. Keep the pressure. Keep the pressure like that, okay?
We heard from Ronnie Shields and his expert advice. Meanwhile, Williams' corner was telling J-Rock to go back to the jab.
Yeah, Williams has to go back to the jab, dictate the pace with that, get the rhythm going, keep Tellez busy with it.
Round number 3 scheduled for 12 at 154 pounds. Lateral movement, the mobility of the 34-year-old Williams on display. Trying again, lure Tellez into a trap, but he gets nailed with the jab.
And he's good at that, Williams. He's a great counter puncher. He does the catch and shoot really well. The shoulder roll.
J-Rock was also an early example in this modern era of why losses can become lessons and they don't count you out. He got knocked out by Jermall Charlo in an early title fight, but came back that few years later, was the underdog against Jarrett Swift Hurd in that title bout, and really put forth a breakthrough performance led by that game planning of Stephen Breadman Edwards.
No less than a legend like Bernard Hopkins lost his first fight and became a Hall of Fame champion. You're right, I've never understood that, of course, coming from MMA, calling thousands of fights where you have Hall of Famers and double-digit losses. It's the old saying Mirko Cro Cop said, if you don't lose, you're not fighting anybody.
No question about it.
Good body work there for Tellez. Even though this was blocked by Williams.
Oh, nice chopping right hand by Tellez. Right uppercut on the inside, beautifully executed, and Williams took it, and now responding. But boy, that beard is a stunt one, to say the least, for Williams, because he hate that right uppercut flush.
I love the pressure, the speed, the power you're seeing from the 24-year-old Tellez. So confident. And he may not have the experience per se to equal J-Rock, but he has life experience, Mo. You don't leave Cuba, walk across Mexico, cross the border without being driven to succeed.
Yeah, laced up the gloves at just 8 years of age, wasted no time making his mark, winning back-to-back Cuban Youth National Championships, and now looking to make a statement, working the combination. He's the 1-2 on Williams, breaking him down.
Yeah, he was missing a lot, Tellez, and Williams, obviously, the tricky fighter that he is, experienced. He was slipping a lot of those punches, but now Tellez getting in comfortably, landing beautiful combinations and ending to the body.
Step back, no punches, no punches.
30 seconds,
Less than half a minute left here in the third. Tellez using the jab. There's a good 1-2 from Williams, splitting the guard. Tellez using some feints.
Good work right there from Williams, not letting Tellez get in.
Yeah, not letting him set up any kind of rhythm or trying to establish any rhythm. The veteran tactics on display, a former unified champ for a reason.
You all right?
How you feel?
Work on his eye, Mike.
I got you. Deep breath, bro. Yeah. How you feel, Julian?
Well, Williams has been cut over the left eye, and we know he's seen more blades than a Philly barber shop. He's been cut a lot in his career, guys.
Listen, I got it, Fred. Listen. you're not jabbing around him, Jewel. You're looking for something. Remember I told you, you don't have to look for anything. He's going to give you what you want.
Let's take a
Remember
look at that uppercut that we talked about. Williams taking so well, landed right in the chin. Beautiful shot from Tellez. Double jab, uppercut.
Used up blind up, right?
He blind up, opened up that guard, and that uppercut just came in smooth. A beautiful combination like we talked about, and ending it with the body shot.
Yeah, beautiful display of technique by the 24-year-old undefeated prospect, Yoenis Tellez. 9-0 with 7 KOs, and so now something that Williams has become accustomed to, but do you ever get used to getting cut?
No, I don't think you do. But then again, there are fighters that every single fight they get cut, so it's like it's a normal thing for them.
And some fighters, when they see their own blood, is when they actually start fighting, right, BC?
No question.
Stiff jab, but again, Williams using his mobility. Tellez looking to try to cut off the ring.
I think the key for Williams here is weather the early storm from the young fighter who's rising quickly, and see as the fight progresses to the middle and later rounds how those adjustments can catch up to Tellez.
Well, if it's a 3-act play, we're almost over 2 minutes away from completing the first act. And Williams, again, right now on the defensive, utilizing the movement and trying to find a way to disrupt the rhythm, the timing of Tellez, and trying to get his punches in.
Exactly, that's what he's doing, the mobility, the jab, side to side, not giving Tellez any room or any space to let those hands go. And we know that he could get reckless at times, and that's when Williams will make him pay with the counter punching.
Now, there's one thing to get your 10,000 steps in, Brian, but the name of the game is to throw punches as well, and we need to see a little more of that from Williams.
Currently weathering the storm of the younger fighter.
Let's go.
Yeah, but I think as an older fighter, you want to make the younger fighter miss. You know, make him miss, get him tired a little bit.
Well, they definitely decelerated both of their offenses, and thanks mainly to the evasion tactics of Williams. He's able to chew up a lot of real estate, and this is an opportunity again to talk about Tellez needing to cut off the ring more, and there he's doing it. And again, as we continue to educate, always attracting new fans to sport, best way to cut off the ring, Abner, for a guy like Tellez, what should you be doing?
Yeah, you don't want to go in just straight in a line. No, you want to move to the sides, either to the right, depending on what side the opponent is trying to move and cut off the ring. Close that gap.
Sharp jab from Tellez. Lead right hand misses for Williams. Now Tellez along the ropes. Williams goes to the body with a left hook. Another left hook to the liver by Williams.
And that you don't want to do. You don't want to let the old wolves get comfortable.
Right uppercut by Tellez.
I like the way that Williams is picking his spots here. Not landing the better shots in this round, but giving just enough to Tellez as a reminder as he's picking up his tells. He's, as we like to say, downloading information.
We'll see that later in the show, I'm sure, from a guy called Gervonta Tank Davis, as he will headline defending his lightweight title against current junior lightweight titleist Lamont Rhodes Jr. But we are just starting here, and we're headed to round 5 of this matchup at 154.
Arms down, arms down. Deep breath, give me a deep breath. How we feel? Good. Okay, listen. You gotta keep your hands up. The right hand, you gotta throw it straight. You're trying to loop it. Don't loop the right hand. Throw the right hand straight. Okay? Sometimes double the right hand. Like we do on the pad, double the right hand. Bring the hook back and then the uppercut. Okay? Keep the pace up though. You gotta keep the pace. When this guy's moving all around, feint him. When he's stuck to the left, throw the hook first. Okay? Cut him off. Use the cutoff shots.
Seconds up.
Ronnie Shields utilizing every single second to dispatch nothing but knowledge.
True legend of the sport. the Houston-based Ronnie Shields.
And speaking of Ronnie Shields, you mentioned, Brian, Yoenis Tellez, the arduous journey to get from Cuba to the United States, gets to Texas, gets to the gym, has all these credentials, all this background, and you would think, okay, well, Ronnie Shields going to take him under his wing. What did he do?
Well, he told him, look, I don't care that you've been out of consistent fighting for a couple years. I need to find out right now what you're made of. Not 7 to 8 weeks later, Ronnie put him in the ring against a tough test to spar, and this is how Yoenis Tellez ended up where he is right now. He rose to the occasion and showed his game.
Looking to do that here in round 5.
Yeah. I mean, he's applying that smart pressure, Tellez, walking down Julian Williams with that jab. Something that I want to see more from Tellez is the body work. Rip him down to the body, break down the older fighter.
There's the veteran holding on momentarily.
We're seeing a lot of headshots from Tellez, but again, that body work needs to start now.
This is about what Williams is trying to do. Put Tellez in spots he's uncomfortable with. Make him make a mistake. Make him telegraph a shot. Come in with his hands down. Try to time him. Sometimes it can take one clean shot that can change the momentum of the fight.
He's trying to say, how dare you accept me, a former unified champion, to just your 10th professional fight, kid.
The gall of this young fighter.
But you love to see it.
I love it when
and it's a formula in boxing.
It really is. You see fighters with big amateur careers that come in there and they want the smoke right away. Vasily Lomachenko did it. We're seeing that so often. David Morrell Jr. fighting for a title in his 3rd pro fight.
They want all of the smoke. Just over a minute left here in the 5th.
Again, great movement from Williams, not giving Tellez any clean shots.
Double jab from
the jab is there.
Lands.
You see a little bit of feints from Williams.
Williams had to overcome so much homelessness when he was a kid, lost his mom very young, and was able to rebuy the house that his mother lost due to foreclosure. How good must that feel? And again, a guy who has literally done it all and then some. If it were to end soon, he's a former unified champion, but you know he still has a hunger. And you know Stephen Breadman Edwards still wants more out of J-Rock Williams.
You can't count J-Rock Williams out. He fought for the title at middleweight against Carlos Adames a couple of years ago, even though he was stopped late. It felt like a redemptive performance that he showed you the J-Rock of old, the unified champion, now back down at 154. He told us he's in dog shape, and you're seeing that, and I wonder how much that is part of his strategy to push Tellez late.
Part of the plan, yeah.
A little Philly. He's got that Philly shell going there momentarily for J-Rock Williams. All right, let's check in with Tank Davis. Defends his title against Lamont Roach Jr. Davis 30-0 with 28 KOs. Seeks his 5th consecutive knockout later tonight. As we begin round number 6, Yoenis Tellez, he's 9-0 with 7 knockouts. Julian J-Rock Williams, 34. He's 29-4-1 with 1 no decision, 17 KOs. And as we get into this 6th round, what are your biggest takeaways from the first 5 rounds in terms of how Julian Williams has looked, Brian?
Well, look, certainly we expected the younger fighter to come out aggressive. Tellez has done that. He's landed the better shots. It would be hard to score maybe more than 1-2 rounds at the most for J-Rock, but I do like the way the veteran is standing in there. You can certainly see the wear and tear on his face, but he hasn't backed down. He hasn't responded poorly to any of these shots. He's still looking to line up and counter. It may not be about winning the early rounds for J-Rock, but it is about trying to expose this younger fighter late.
And what has already impressed you after 5 rounds, Abner, from the youngster Tellez?
I like the fact that he's so comfortable in there, relaxed, he's taking his time, poise. He knows he's in there against a veteran, a man with many tricks. So he's taking his time right now, Tellez. But I want him to cut off the ring a lot more.
Yeah.
I like what the corner told him. Use the cutoff shots, which are the hooks. Hook to the right, hook to the left. Don't let him get out so easy.
Tellez has already shared the ring in his short time. Just 9 pro fights with some big names. In just his 6th pro fight, he stopped battle-tested Sergio Garcia in just the 3rd
opened
round.
up a lot of eyes.
It really took notice that he's here, he's for real. And one thing he had told us when it comes to a statement tonight, he says, a Cuban fighter is here. He's ready for glory. He's ready to take over.
I love that.
And he has Williams on the ropes, getting busier now. Double jab, good punch variety, punch placement, mixing it up. But there's Williams swelling around the eyes, trying to stick the jab. Tellez using good upper body movement. There's an uppercut by Tellez, but Williams standing right in front of him. And this is, again, you want to keep asking youngsters like Tellez questions. That's what Williams is here to do.
Yeah, that's a mentality us, older fighters have when we spar even younger fighters. We want to push them. We want to see what they have. And that's what Williams is doing right now, standing right in front of him, trying to lure him into something, trying to make him make a mistake.
Williams definitely needs to be more offensive, though. He can't trade one shot for every 3 or 4 that Tellez lands, especially now nearing the midway point of this fight.
There's the body work from Tellez.
10 seconds, 10 segundos. Time.
Your uppercuts, okay? And your body shots, all right? I need to flip boat on this one, okay? I need you to keep working. Don't let this old guy work, okay? Don't let him stop working. Make him keep working the whole time. Even if he's just moving, he's working, okay? Keep him working.
34-year-old J-Rock Williams is the old guy. What the hell am I? Okay, we begin the second half of this 12-round fight at 154 pounds. Yoenis Tellez, the undefeated Cuban prospect in his 10th professional fight, looking to stay unbeaten, looking to continue on his fast track to a title shot. Unified champion at this weight class, Sebastian Fundora. He will be in action later this month against Cordell Booker. Unofficial score, Larry Hazard has Tellez up comfortably at the midway point. So you look at the 154-pound weight class. Terrence Crawford is now here. Sebastian Fundora. You've got background Murtazlia, Timzu. I mean, it's a lot of. Oh boy, did he look much improved in his last performance. So you're right. Lots of great fights. At 154, always looking for new blood. Yoenis Tellez wants to announce his arrival here tonight.
No question. Still some former champions around too. Jermel Charlo.
Yes, still the lineal champ.
No question.
And now Williams along the rope, still moving.
Yeah, again, I like the fight.
There's a 1-2.
I like that Williams is not making it easy for Tellez to get in.
Nice left uppercut by Tellez on the inside. A lot of feinting.
Not landing a lot from Williams, but again, keeping him busy with those shots.
Speaking of 154, how about our old friend Keith One-Time Thurman making a comeback this one?
Tellez landing plenty of jabs. In fact, rounds 5 and 6, he landed 18. So again, a fundamental, when you go to the School of Cuban Boxing, the jab, that's how you get your PhD.
I like how they evolved as well, more. They're not just the boxers.
No, we said
Cuban,
that. The power.
But now it's just like the pressure, the power. They want to sell. They're here to make noise.
And he's been making noise with power punches, almost doubling up Williams. There's a nice lead left hook to the head of Williams by Tellez. Would you like to see more combinations out of Tellez, Brian?
I would. It was interesting in the corner, Ronnie Shields before this round said, we need the full boat, we need more, we need body attack, we need more punches. And conversely, Abner, if you're Julian Williams, there comes a point where you're going to have to step on the gas. You're going to have to turn that corner. Is it now midway through this fight?
It's getting there. It definitely is. I mean, he's trying to throw some punches to the air to at least keep Tellez off him, but it's going to come a point where he's going to have to fight off.
Very rare that you see a young fighter this poised, this patient in there.
Well, someone else who's poised and patient is not, he's not swallowed up by the magnitude of the moment. He's ready to become a simultaneous 2-division champ.
And some of Tank opponents, they get under these bright lights, they feel the power for the first time, they crumble. Can Roach be the difference maker given that familiarity? It hasn't bred contempt between them. He thinks it's given him an upper hand and an edge. We'll find out tonight's main event.
Nice double left hand to start off round 8 for Julian J. Rock Williams. Left hook and then the jab splitting the guard of Tellez.
Yeah, trying to get Tellez's attention with the left, with the jab. Upstairs, downstairs.
Yeah, this is a different J. Rock to open this round. Taking control of the center of that ring.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, he threw only 23 punches in the last round, did Williams, landing over 7. Meanwhile, Tellez was 20 of 53. So I'm sure Stephen Breadman Edwards says, you want to continue to earn the bread, you better start delivering those punches. Don't let them get off those sucker-ass jabs, J-Rock. Couldn't have said it better myself.
And how do you do that? By throwing your own jab, and that's what J-Rock is doing right now.
It's always nice when you can say that on the broadcast. A minute 45 left here in the 8th, and Williams utilizing defensive maneuvering, trying to take the sting off these shots, find a way to counter.
Yeah, good body work from J-Rock.
Good body work from Mr. Tellez. Minute and a half left here in the 8th.
If you're going to stay in the pocket, if you're Williams, you got to trade with him. You got to catch, you got to shoot something, you got to do something to back up Tellez. I know easier said than done, but you cannot just stand in front of him.
No. Stop.
That hot start from Williams has now turned to a little bit of a cold spell, not letting his hands go as Tellez continues to target that body.
And all these movements that Williams is doing, he's tiring as well. So that's going to catch up to Williams in the later rounds.
All the tassels on the shorts tonight, Abner. Is that something you enjoyed? Does it limit your movement? I mean, how aggressive did you get back in the day with the trunks?
No. I'm sorry?
With the tassels hanging from the trunks.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that.
Yeah, from the tassels, let's get back to the tussle. 23 seconds left. Always got to make that fashion statement, though. It'll be interesting to see what our main event participants, the pomp and pageantry of their ring entrances later tonight. 10 seconds left here in the 8th, and it continues to be Yoenis Tellez continuing to earn his stripes, continuing to be educated and showcase why he's such a highly touted prospect against a former champ. He's doing just fine here tonight. Now, having said that, 9-0 with 7 KOs. We need to see an uptick in the offense.
You wasn't going to talk in the corner. You went right back to talking. Just because somebody screamed that. Don't listen to that shit. This is a close-ass fight, all right? Listen to me. Listen to me. I want you to shoot that jab, feint it high, and shoot it low. A couple times this round, right? And then shoot that Mex hook when you go to reach for it with his right hand. You got it? But you got to frame his mind. Shoot that jab high, feint it high, and shoot it low a couple times, and then turn the hook off of it, all right? He's good, Doc. He's good. Look, listen. Shoot it, feint the jab high, and shoot it low a couple times to bring his eyes down. Are we gonna get that match?
Two of the best trainers in the sport at work here. We've got Ronnie Shields in Tellez's corner telling him, keep punching, but do it smartly. We got Stephen Breadman Edwards telling Williams, you've got to use that jab as a feint. And you can break rhythm, you can set rhythm with the jab.
Well, we can't see the 3 judges' scorecards, which are the only scores that matter, of course, but to hear Breadman say it's a close fight, I wonder if that's the wrong information to share right now.
I mean, it's a way to motivate
him,
your fighter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Brian, but knowing Stephen Breadman Edwards, there's some reverse psychology going on there.
He's trying to motivate Williams here, trying to get him back in the fight. And he's doing things, some things right. Obviously, not enough to win the fight, but he's doing things right. The jab, the mobility, but again, not doing enough, throwing volume punches to keep Tellez off.
He has neutralized the right hand of Tellez to a good degree here, but that hasn't equaled the type of output that would give him the nod in a lot of these rounds. So we'll see if a late surge is coming here from Williams.
There's the jab from Tellez.
Talk about this
Next one, too.
That was a
Beautiful jab, upstairs, downstairs, strafing the body. Again, the IQ, the placement, the instincts all on display from Yoenis Tellez. And then Williams says, okay, here's a jab for you.
Cut opening up around the left eye of Williams from that last sequence.
Of course, earlier tonight, that happened, and he's been cut many times in his career. Remember that there was he was stopped, Rosendi's with the lip, and he's bleeding from the mouth in this fight as well. Oh, and you're right, he's taking away the right hand from Tellez. Good job there of avoiding the shot from Tellez by Williams, but it's all defense.
And that hasn't frustrated Tellez.
Yes, you're right.
That has just seen him go to the body and put uppercut on the inside.
Yes, and now going to work.
There's the veteran in Williams.
So Tellez here with 45 seconds left in the ninth has landed 62 jabs against Williams in this fight. That is more than any opponent since J-Rock became a contender, let alone the champion.
And now it's Williams pushing Tellez back.
There's a contingency of Williams fans seated behind us who are screaming, "Let your hands go, J-Rock."
Would help in the sport of boxing. There's the jab from Tellez and the jab from Williams. Nice. Pull back there. Didn't hit the counter, though. Didn't do the Floyd Mayweather pullback counter, Tellez, but he's comfortable, poised, and ready for round number 10.
Okay, good.
Keep working like you're working, son. You gotta still be smart. All you gotta do is move your hands, okay? You just gotta let your hands go. But listen, keep using uppercuts on both sides. I want them on both sides. Hey, give me a towel so I can wipe his gloves off. Here, wipe his gloves off for me. Both of them. Deep breath, deep breath. Give me another one. One more. Okay, listen. Don't forget the body, okay?
We're gonna see success from both fighters. We're gonna start with Tellez here, the uppercut, body shot, uppercut. Beautiful placement. But J-Rock, the old dog, you know, he came back with his own punches. Slick hook, two hooks, right hand and left hand.
Here's a stat that will buoy Yoenis Tellez and his fan base. He landed a fight-high 25 punches in round 9, so beginning to pour on the pressure on Williams and looking to secure his 8th knockout here in the final act of this 3-act play.
Good use of the word boise. You don't hear that much about
B-O-Y-E-D. Spelling bee as well. Look at those stats. Word of the day has always been, my friend, since a kid. So, yeah. Why use a 5-cent word when you can use a $5 word, Campbell? You know that for a living. Round 10, though, the words are being written in the ring. And again, we talk about this a lot, Abner, before fights. Yes, great performance here by Tellez, and now putting the pressure on. But fans come to see the show. Fans come to see the knockout. And Tellez beginning to pour the pressure on.
A trio of big right hands there from Tellez.
I think we heard you, Morrow. I mean, obviously he's doing enough to win the fight. He's looking good, Tellez, but still has not closed the show because you have a veteran in front of you, Williams, the sneaky fighter. Yes, respect, and he's making Tellez miss a lot with the, bob and weave.
Nice body shot there, the sniper Williams, and then Tellez says, okay, I'll go to the body 3 times.
sort of just waiting for Tellez to show a crack in the armor, show a big mistake. It's just not happening here.
Nice jab from Williams.
And great job of parrying the jab from Tellez by Williams. Intercepting that jab beautifully. Oh, but he gets clipped with the right hand. Now on the ropes. Tellez goes to the body just like his trainer, Ronnie Shields, wanted him to do, and then punctuates it with an uppercut on the inside.
Williams now bleeding from the lip as well as that left eye.
We talked about what happened with Jose Rezendes. Under a minute left here in the 10.
Yeah, punishment is visible in Julian Williams' face. Bleeding from everywhere, lip, eye.
And for Williams, those stoppages, again, at the highest level of the sport, but has been stopped 3 times in his career, and now 20 seconds left in the 10th, still utilizing the real estate, still being mobile, but nice feint there by Tellez, goes to the body, good counter upstairs by Williams.
10 seconds, 10 segundos.
Williams undeterred from this damage. You can see it on his face.
And here's another undefeated fighter, much earlier in his career, Yoenis Tellez. The international aspect of the sport, from a Dominican champion to a Cuban who hopes to one day be a champion, facing a fighter from the Fight Factory of Philadelphia, Julian J. Rock Williams, now being looked at by the doctor. And they allow him to continue here in round number 11, scheduled for 12. And again, for a guy who is still early in his career, rounds are important. You want to continue to be tested. You want to continue to build endurance, build all kinds of functions of your style. And for Tellez, he's gaining valuable experience here tonight against a very experienced Williams.
This is also the first time Tellez has seen the 11th round, and this being his first scheduled 12-round bout.
Learning a lot from this fight, obviously. Taking his time. You don't see no urgency from Tellez trying to get a knockout.
What's Williams learning in this fight, Brian?
He's learning how good this kid is with combination. But mostly, let's say, the IQ. Because how many times has Williams taken away a key punch from
great
Tellez?
IQ, absolutely, you're right. But he does find himself along the ropes a bit as well, Abner, and the right hand lands for Tellez, but Tellez hasn't really made him pay for being on the ropes, and cutting off the ring remains an issue.
Yeah, again, he knows that Williams is still dangerous. He knows he's a great counter puncher, so he does not want to make a mistake also, Tellez, and that's smart on his side.
Just to give you an idea of how oh, there's a beautiful combination from Williams, punctuated by the right uppercut on the inside. Tellez in this fight landing 7 jabs per round. Williams' previous 8 opponents landed just 3 per round. So the jab, the gift of the jab on display for Yoenis Tellez, and I'm pretty sure he'll develop the gift of the gab as he continues his career. Cutting a promo, very important in combat sports. Nice 1-2 through the guard by Williams.
And I'm not mad at Williams' performance in this fight, given the fact that he's fighting a much younger, talented Tellez.
He's under a minute left in the 11th.
There you go, work out. There you go.
To potentially add a name like Williams to the resume this early is impressive for Tellez. When you talk to him, it's not as if he wants to wait around and keep fighting veterans. He wants to enter the title picture right now.
And we talked about the champions. Good body shot by the Philly fighter, Williams. Sebastian Fundora, the unified champ of 154, takes on Cordell Booker March 22nd in Las Vegas.
J-Rock did not enjoy that left hook to the body.
No, he did not.
Nice lead right hand, catches J-Rock, and he gets rocked with that right uppercut on the inside again. And that right uppercut has definitely been a key weapon for Tellez when he's landed it. 12th and final round is here.
How you feel, baby? All right. Listen, your body language got to be a little bit better, all right?
Okay.
Yo, can you give me 3 minutes on the bounce?
Yeah.
All right, give me 3 minutes on the bounce, dog. Listen, I'm proud of you, kid. I'm proud of you. You fighting your butt off.
Are we winning?
Huh? It's close. Listen, here's what I need for you to do. I want you to turn on a hook to the liver, throw the right uppercut away, and put a hook through his fucking liver, right? Put a hook through his liver.
Thank you.
You hear me? Through it. You got me? Yes, it's very close. The fight is close, but I need a hook to the liver. You hear me? I want a hook to the liver. You haven't landed one all night, the one we talking about. You hear me? Don't go crazy, though. Give me 3 minutes on the bounce. You hear me?
Stephen Breadman Edwards wants Williams to go fishing. He wants him to put a hook through the liver, while Ronnie Shields wants Tellez to finish strong. He's very happy with how his young prospect has performed here tonight. Last round. The body work of Tellez on display, but Williams has been unable to set up that left hook to the liver thanks to the craft of Yoenis Tellez.
Tellez has been the aggressor for the majority of this fight, too. He's controlled the turns. He had a couple counter rushes from J-Rock to open a few rounds. It's that clean, consistent work from Tellez.
Yeah, beautiful, smart pressure.
It's like Edwards wants him to get gory like a Tarantino story. Can you imagine putting a hook through a liver, Abner?
Why stop at the ridge?
I like how he told me he's proud of him.
Yes, I mean, always.
And I am too. I mean, I'm a big J-Rock fan. Again, same generation. I love him, good guy. And the fact that he's fighting a young Tellez and taking him to 12 rounds, you know, take my hat off to
Williams
J-Rock.
is an old school.
Yeah, he is.
Well, we saw Jared Hurd in the prelims announce his retirement from the sport. These two have shared the ring, and not to say that regardless of the outcome that this will be the last we see of a guy like Julian J-Rock Williams, but question remains, this is the new age. These are the new blood in the division. Yoenis Tellez, less than a minute and a half left in the fight. And for the first time, seeing the 12th round in his first 12-round fight in just his 10th pro bout. So, again, fast track for Tellez.
Each time Tellez either steps up in opponents, steps up in rounds, he looks like he belongs. That has been the story of this fight.
You would like to see it finish from Tellez, but at the same time, you don't. Honestly, I want Williams to go, you know, the 12 rounds. But he's taking a lot of shots. Look at his eyes already shut.
Well, Tellez said he wanted to chop away at Williams' endurance. He wanted to punish the body, make him feel every shot. He said he was going to make his abdomen feel the pain.
Yeah, we didn't see a lot of body work from Tellez.
No. In fact, Tellez, though, did land 67 and counting body shots compared to just 21 for Williams, and it doesn't look like Redman Edwards is going to get that left hook to the liver, regardless of going through the liver. So for the first time in his burgeoning career, Yoenis Tellez forced to go 12 rounds with a former unified champion at 154 pounds, Julian J-Rock Williams. Abner, your thoughts on Tellez's performance tonight?
It was good. It was good. Again, he was never looking for a knockout. He was trying to learn from this fight, doing crafty things, good placement of punches, uppercuts.
Here in his 10th pro bout, let's take a look at the numbers. And you notice one side a lot better than the other, Brian.
Absolutely. This was a very smart, mature performance from Tellez, but he still was able to get off what he does well with that big right hand, despite Williams really making him work for it. But you see the advantages in every category. 44% of the power shots.
Amazing.
That usually signifies victory in this game. And how about the jab advantage overall as well?
Anything over 30% landing total, he's at 36. So really, Abner, a mature performance for Yoenis Tellez here tonight against the former champ.
That's the word, mature performance by Tellez.
All right, let's go to the always mature, the classy Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action, the judges are in agreement. We have a unanimous decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Waleska Roldan, scores about 118 to 110. Robert Perez sees it 117 to 111, and Tony Paolillo scores about 119 to 109. All three in favor of the winner. He is still undefeated, and now the interim WBA Super Welterweight World Champion, Yoenis El Bandolero Tellez.
Class act. Julian J. Rock Williams immediately going to congratulate the youngster, comprehensively outpointing a former champion, mature, poised. And now Yoenis Tellez at 24, he's a perfect 10-0 and passes the stiffest test of his career live on pay-per-view.
Goes 12 rounds for the first time, looks the part. It's not going to be long if he keeps this up before he's fighting for a world title and looking to crash the party atop this division.